Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. Thank you very much for joining me today. I do hope you're well. We're back in Poppyfields and we're going to be working on our platypus habitat again. Now the last two episodes of the series have gone out already and I've had your feedback, and so far everyone has been really nice about the platypus habitat, so thanks for that. It's one of those that I wasn't really sure where I was going with it at the start, but actually I think it's turning out quite nice. So what are we doing today? I don't know. I've got vegetation to do. I've also got to think about the staff room. Steve, sorry, I'm not sure if it's Steve or Stephen. That's Gardening for Health and Wellbeing. Suggested putting a staff room in here. However, I think I probably could do it here and get the pathway around the back, but that's quite a long way actually from the entrance, which is over here. So I was thinking of putting it in here, although I was also considering bringing this pathway down the back, wasn't I? So actually I might be able to do that. Maybe get the staff room in here and then connect it on this side and then have this pathway coming down and sort of link it into this one. That would make sense, wouldn't it? Let's do that. So let's try and work out what floor this was. That one, yeah. So let's... actually, if I do a line to grid, I can bring that out. Let's get the angle snapping on, and then if I'll take it out. I'll take it out to there, and then do I want to go down? Let's see. I want to make sure that I've got enough room just here. Yeah, to branch it out. That's fine. Let's do that. Okay, and then that will go to there somewhere. And then I want to take it kind of in here. I think I'm going to try and keep this fairly tightly angled. Whoops. It'll just make it a bit easier if I can go straight in like that, I think. And then let's just come into here and see if I can just add it onto here. So where do we want? We want a little keeper hut. Just like that. And that's connected perfectly. Okay. Excellent. So what have I done with this so far? Is it... yeah, let's have a look at the work zones. Did I make a platypus work zone? I did not. So we want a habitat, a staff room. No, sorry, a keeper hut. Ooh, where's a staff room? Is that a staff room? No, that's a keeper hut. That's a staff room. That's a long way away. No, I'm going to have to do a staff room somewhere as well, aren't I? That's fine. Let's just do those for now. And I will add a staff room in a minute. So let's find another keeper that hasn't got a work zone. So there we go. So we've got Heidi Abrams is our platypus keeper, and we've still got a few spares as well. No harm in having one or two more, of course. And obviously I need to link these paths up quickly so that people can get between the two. Let's do that first, then I'll add on a staff room. So I think once we're down to the bottom here, it makes sense to keep this back to this normal pathway. There we go. So that is linked in. So what I think I could probably do is get a staff room in next to this. Excuse me. So let's see. Yep, that's the one. Ooh, good. It doesn't go out the side. That's nice. The question is, can I link it in? Not at the moment. That's fine. It'll work in a minute. Let's do that first. There we go. And then this should link like that. There we go. Just realised I'm on the wrong path. There we go. Let's just keep it all consistent. Nice. There we go. So there's our staff room. Let's just go back to our work zone. And attach a staff room as well. Fantastic. Okay. And then let's just come on to this, and I'll just copy what I've done over here. So I'll copy that, that, and that. Just to make it look nice and match the other side. Good stuff. Right, now obviously I need to sort out the flooring because that building is basically floating at the moment and I don't want it to look quite like that. So I think I'm going to have to extend this down. I think that makes sense to do that. And then I'm going to do some rock work, I think. I'll come to this later, actually, because I'd rather focus on the habitat. Let's do that. Let's go back to the habitat. So what do I still need to do here? I still need to sort this glass out. I need to put foliage in the habitat. They haven't got many enrichment items, but that's fine. Let's do some nature. Now, I know it's a beach. I am going to have some palms, but I want some foliage. I don't want it to look too beachy. I don't mind some sort of beachy rocks. I think that would look quite nice, actually. Just a little bit. It doesn't need to be too over the top. I don't mind maybe a little bit taller at the back here. You know, that kind of thing. It really doesn't need a lot. Quite like these big flat ones. You know, whether I can just do something here that kind of gets these looking more like a bit of a ramp in and out of the water, I think looks quite nice. Let's just double check that that works. Yeah, that's good. Just makes it look like they've got a better route in and out of the water. And then I'll just decorate the base of this a little bit like that. Again, just try and make it look as natural as possible. There we go, that looks good. That will do, I think, for rocks. And then plants. Now, let's just have a look. I'm going to see about biome and just see what there is. See, so I don't mind having stuff that looks like it belongs on a beach. So the creosote bushes are ones that I use all the time anyway, so I'm definitely happy to use them. Don't really want any dead looking stuff. Ah, that's a nice one, the crimson turkey. We've got the palms, of course, so I will have some of those. Ooh, that's quite a nice tree, actually. Definitely want one of them. Let's get one of them up in that little bit there. I don't think I want anything too big. Don't mind maybe another one over here. Yep, that's fine. I do like this grass. I think I'll use quite a lot of this. I might go for this one, actually, the slightly healthier looking one. What do we got here? Not too sure about these things. They look a little bit dead as well, don't they? I do like the cactus, but I'm not sure. I think that's a bit too beachy. These ones are nice. Ooh, yuccas. I like a yucca. Let's get a yucca in. Let's get a couple of yuccas. around this little rock formation here. I think that looks pretty cool. Yeah, that's great. I love that. I do like these little spiky things as well. Let's just get a few of them around that same area. Kind of, yeah, that looks nice. Just building up a little bit. Good, good, good. We have got some grasses as well, which I like. Ah, the old wattle bush. Not terribly keen. Oh, these are nice. The white sage. I'm quite a fan of these. Sudanese, what's that? Oh, frankincense tree. Interesting. Right. No, that's fine. I don't think I need any of them. And the cedar. No, I don't want that. Okay, let's go with some of this. Makes quite a nice backdrop. This one, I think. Definitely need a bit around here to kind of plug these back areas and these little corners. They don't look brilliant like they are. And then dot some of these in and out of here as well. You know my style here, just keep on adding. Don't mind one or two around some of the items that I've put in as well. Try and make it look really natural, like things are just spread around. Now, what do we have over here? Yeah, so this corner needs a little bit of filling in, I would say. It's a bit of a slope, so you've got to be careful there. I don't want things floating like that is, in fact. Let's bring a bit of that down. Just get that filled in. That's much better. Okay, let's keep going with some of these grasses because they do look really nice. Just dot some of these around. And then, yeah, maybe around these little entrances actually will look nice. Just wondering if I want another rock. Actually, just around this end bit here. Yep, that's good. Let's get back in here. I think I might have another yucca or two actually over here. I think that will look nice. Like so. Let's get a couple of these cool little spiky dudes. Excellent. That's looking nice. I don't need too much more. I do want some of that grass. So this stuff is good for kind of filling it in, and it creates little pathways, little walkways where the animals roam. So you can kind of create areas where you think, well, that's where the animals go, and then that's where they don't go, which I think works quite nicely. Excellent. Just a little bit more over here, I would say. Good stuff. Okay, was there something else? Oh yes, of course there was. There was the creosote. which I do like. So maybe just one or two of these dotted around at the back. Don't mind actually just raise them up, create a little bit of height at the back there and amongst these sage bushes. I think it looks quite nice like that. Just a bit of colour dotted through. Let's get some over here. Let's do a kind of a big chunky bit over here around the house. I think that looks nice. Yeah, I think under here as well actually. I think this end will look best if it's a little bit overgrown. Something like that. I'm going to do a bit of log work, I think, around there. What have we got here? Not sure about them. They're a little bit too deserty, I would say. Ah, yes, of course, we've got these cacti. I like these. I've used these up the top, haven't I? So it makes sense to have one or two down here. Not a lot, because they are quite in your face, aren't they? But I do quite like them. I think just something like that. Excellent. Okay, I'm very happy with how that's looking now. The water is going to be very different because I like the water to be quite tropical looking. So one thing that I always do, which you'll know if you've watched any of my other videos, I always love to have some fallen logs in water. So that's what I'm just going to get over here. Just a couple of bits like this. You have to be careful with these because they do block the traversable areas quite badly sometimes. So you have to be aware of that, but they look really cool. So yeah, not a lot, just a couple. Might just get one more lying right down in the water over here. Like so. And then let's get some of our classics in. The good stuff, the stuff that we know works well underwater. So I feel like the underwater environment needs to be quite different to the land. It kind of feels like I don't know, I just feel like water should be different because it is basically, it's a whole different world underwater. I like this big sort of hole that I've got. I think I'll fill that in like that and kind of create it all overgrown down in here. Yeah, I think that looks really cool. Let's just get a little bit more around here and a little bit more over here. Excellent. Good, good, good. I'm loving that. Let's get some saltwort in the water. Again, it's just one of my go-to plants, this one. It just looks good in every environment that you put it in. It doesn't matter if it's relevant to the biome or not, it just seems to work. Let's get some smaller ones in as well. Actually, let's get big again over here. Good. What do we got? Some other ground cover bits. Just trying to cover up as much of this rock work as we can, really. I don't mind a few bits sort of sneaking out the front there, or do I actually? Yes, I think I probably do. Let's try and keep them inside. Yeah, we don't want too much of the rock really showing through. You kind of want to make it look like it's aged, like things have spent years growing over it all. This almost looks moss-like, doesn't it, actually? which is the right sort of look for an aged aquarium, I reckon. Cool. I'm just looking at the rocks. I'm just wondering whether actually I should try and keep the rocks more inside, and the vegetation actually. I am going to put a cover along the bottom of this, so don't worry about that. I will sort that out in a minute. But for now, yeah, let's just try and hide as much of the rock work as I can. Excellent. Okay, how does that look? Let's have a look from the outside. It's nice, isn't it? It's not sure about this. I'm wondering if I need to just paint this actually. Let's bring that size right down. Maybe just make this a little bit more rocky. Yeah, that's better, isn't it? Yeah, I think that makes sense, doesn't it? Have that more rocky along the front there. Cool. So I'm very happy with how the vegetation is looking there. The animals still look pretty happy. Let's just double check everything. They can go pretty much everywhere, can't they? Awesome. Okay, so let's look at this this glass. So what I'm thinking here is making it look a lot stronger for a start. So this is these are my go-to pieces for these things. Yeah, we don't need the thick one. I think the thin one will do. Let's align to surface here. So basically what I do here is cover the top and then copy it to the bottom, which you'll see what I mean when I get going. So you just follow the line of the top. Now let's get these linked together. Now it's not always perfect here, it's not always easy, but depending on how tight you've made the corners. But you can generally cover it up. And then you have to do some uprights as well to cover the thin upright bits. I love this technique. It's so simple, but the end result is generally very good. See, so this is a little bit trickier. So it's still got a bit of an upright there. Actually, this whole thing just needs to go up a tiny bit, which I'll do at the end. Yeah, this is quite a tight corner here, so it is a bit tricky. You have to make quite a sharp bend there, which is a shame. I'd prefer that to look a bit smoother, but it's fine. It'll work. There we go. I think it smooths off a little bit now, so this should be easier. Right. Now, who suggested something? It was, I think it was Stephen again, actually. You said about having a koala habitat. I quite like the idea of that. I can't remember if koala was an animal on our list or not. But I do like the idea of that. You said about doing a raised walkway through it, which is a lovely idea, but I think the pathways in the game are too wide for it to look good. So what I was thinking is, if I do that, which I do like the idea of, I might do a fake raised walkway through the habitat, which I think could be quite good fun actually. So that's what I'm thinking if I do that. I don't know if that will be next, but yeah, it's something I've not done before. So it'll be what looks like a sort of a treetop walkway, but people won't actually be able to use it. It's just there for the effect, you know, just so it looks good. There we go. Look at that. We've made it through. Right. So first, I will just raise this whole thing up a tiny bit, just to make sure that those upward beams are covered, and then you copy it down to the bottom as well, and it just makes the whole thing look a lot stronger and sturdier. It looks, yeah, just more like a finished piece of glass, doesn't it? But I still want to sort these bits out. I do quite like the idea of some bamboo potentially. Obviously, it would be like essentially it's fake bamboo, but kind of yeah, quite like that. Now does that, let's have a look, is that covering from both sides? Yes it is. I think that looks pretty cool. Just a case of getting it in the right place each time. That's a bit tricky because it's right at the front there. That's not... Okay, I might have to just come back and play around with that a little bit, because that is right at the front. That one I can just about get away with. These things never quite work out exactly how you want. But yeah, that does look very cool. Actually, yeah, that one is an issue, isn't it? So I'm just wondering if I can just edge that one out a tiny bit. Just so that it covers the bamboo. Does that work? Yeah, I'm kind of having to shift all of these a bit, aren't I? Actually, that's fine, and then I can just swing that in like so. Oh man, no, it's showing through again. Hang on, I'm sure I just changed that. Oh, that's annoying. Okay, so that's going to have to come right out. Okay, let's take that in. Okay, so that's definitely covering that bit. And then we've just got a bit of an issue with this. Now I might just be able to swing that round. Okay, we're getting there. Just sort of filling in these gaps now. There you go. Good. Right, and then we've got the base. See, this base isn't quite so obvious, is it? So I reckon I can just turn this one a little bit, I think, just to match up to that. That one now looks okay, and then this one will need to just move out and then swing in. There we go, just little adjustments just to make that one look better. Good, there we go, look at that. Oh, and my phone is now telling me that's our half hour done. So the habitat itself, I am really happy with now. Um, Good, people are using this back pathway, that's great. So yes, there's still a lot of detailing to do around the back. I need to kind of get some palm trees around here. So I think palm trees in the middle, no, because we've got these ones around the outside. So I think I'll continue those ones in this area. I might just landscape this down, sort of continue the slope. And obviously we've got this over here as well, which I'm not really sure what I'm doing with yet. To be honest, not too much. I think I'll just try and smooth this land off, and then probably just make it like a little beach area. I'll put some rocks around under this and just make this sort of have a load of palm trees and stuff in here, and keep this as a raised pathway. I don't need to hide that. And then yeah, that's kind of done. I've got some detailing to do. I'll get some information boards around the front here. Did I put a talk point in? I did. That's up there. So yeah, that's basically it. We've got a little bedroom that they don't use, but it looks like they could, so that's fine. So yeah, I'm really happy with that, with how this is all looking now, actually. So great. Let's leave it there. So let me know what you think. Do you like what I've done today? Please let me know in the comments down below. And yeah, if you've got anything else you want to say, just let me know. Any more animal suggestions as well? Please do keep them coming. Actually, while I'm here, let's just check. Did I put koala on here at all? No, I didn't. Platypus will come off soon, but let's just add on koala. So yeah, I might not do koala next. I've still got. I might do something like wallabies and capybaras together in a walkthrough one. I don't know anything about Tasmanian devils, so I'll have to look into them. And obviously the platypus is just about done. So yeah, anyway, let me know what you think of the habitat. And there we go. So I'm hoping to get another episode recorded tomorrow. So I'm doing this one Saturday. Look at that white thing still shows through on that beam when you zoom out. It's really annoying. Let's stay zoomed in instead. Yeah, so I'm recording this one Saturday to go out on Monday. I'm hoping, because it's bank holiday weekend, so I should get an episode done tomorrow and hopefully another one on Monday as well, is my plan. So it should hopefully be 3 episodes next week. But yeah, let me know. Hopefully I'll see you in the next episode. Until then, do take care. Bye for now.